Thanks Self-Record University for sponsoring this video. It's your man Alex, and yes, you read the title of this video correctly. 90% of my disgusting and everlasting wintertime snowfall is literally gone, and if you're anything like me, within only 2 to 3 days, you will start to see immediate results utilizing this one simple change I'll be showing you in this video. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe for future content because what I'm going to tell you today might change your life for the better forever. And I sincerely hope Big Pharma and the food industry as well as YouTube doesn't cancel me for making this video, which I strongly believe can help millions of people around the world that are similar to myself relieve themselves of 90% of their dandruff and seborrheic dermatitis. But before we get into that, let me show you how bad my condition used to be prior to making the change. I'm 28 years old right now, and my entire life I've been suffering from dandruff and seborrheic dermatitis. Looking at these photos and videos, it's as clear as day that my scalp had some serious issues. Now I've tried absolutely everything underneath the sun to get rid of my dandruff and seborrheic dermatitis. From dermatologist recommended shampoos like ketoconazole, to DIY shampoo formulations using lemon and dandruff shampoo, to scalp massages in the shower, and so much more. My entire life, I've always tried to find the solution as a byproduct of the actual issue. In simple terms, instead of being proactive and getting to the source of the problem, I've spent the majority of my life being reactive to the problem, basically putting a band-aid on a bullet wound. Because every health-related issue that we face as human beings starts from within our bodies and what we drink and feed ourselves. The single change that I hope can help millions of people and all of you watching this video right now to conquer 90% of your dandruff and seborrheic dermatitis is by eliminating 100% of the following foods from your daily diet. All yeast-heavy, sugar-heavy, and grain products such as wheat, rice, oats, bread, pasta, grits, potatoes, tortillas, pita bread, and alcohol such as seltzers, beers, and wines that contain yeast and sugar. To everyone listening right now, yeast, sugar, and carbohydrates from hard grains are going to keep your scalp dry, itchy, red, flaky, scaly, and potentially diminish your self-confidence and levels of happiness. Removing yeast, sugar, and grains from my nutrition has helped me cure 90% of my dandruff and seborrheic dermatitis with nearly immediate results. To be 100% certain of this finding, I've spent the last 2 years of my entire life eliminating all yeast, sugar, and grain products from my diet. And literally after 2 to 3 days of adjusting my nutrition, I started to notice significant changes in the areas around the corners of my forehead, the back of my head by my hairline, the center of my chest, and around my temples and eyebrows. I haven't seen red itchy scales on my scalp, face, or chest since I first adjusted my diet over 2 years ago. And if I ever have a cheat day eating store-bought bread or pizza takeout, guess what? My chest starts to get the red scales from seborrheic dermatitis again. It's crazy to see how much adjusting your diet heals your skin and gut health. I finally decided to look inward to find the problem, being more proactive instead of reactive. You know the saying, you are what you eat? Basically, I'm no longer a walking ball of yeast. So now that we know what helped me cure 90% of my dandruff and seborrheic dermatitis, let me briefly explain to you why yeast, sugar, and grains are the one to blame. In simple terms, yeast is a fungus. This fungus readily grows inside your body, which feeds off the natural oils that are released by your scalp, as well as sugar from your carbohydrates. And because yeast basically eats the natural oils from your scalp is then unable to maintain its healthy level of oil, thus leaving your scalp inflamed and vulnerable to excessive buildup on the skin layers. Yeast inside your body is regulated by your immune system, and 70% of your immune system is located in your gut. So if 70% of your immune system is located in your gut, and your gut is what regulates a large amount of yeast held within your body, then what you eat on a day-to-day basis will give you a super clear indication of exactly why you're having issues with dandruff and seborrheic dermatitis in the first place. It's a bit mind-blowing, right? This is why fixing your gut health is super important, and eating more fermented foods could help with this a lot as well. Right now, I only shampoo 1 day per week, and I really only do it so my hair doesn't smell, not because my scalp is showing signs of a relapse and I'm turning to the shampoo to fix my skin condition. Before we continue with the video, I want to thank today's sponsor, Self Haircut University. My goal with SHU is to help you fast track your hair cutting education. Whether for self haircuts or cutting other people's hair, SHU covers both options. So that means less mistakes, faster results, and thousands saved every single year for the rest of your life. Now, within 72 hours of joining, I'll personally be hosting a new member group coaching call to help you get started on the right track, as well as answer any upfront questions that you might have. With over 14 years of self-haircut experience, 120 plus lectures, weekly group coaching calls, live streamed self-haircut tutorials, 24 to 48 hour feedback, and even one-on-one coaching calls with me directly, there's no better person with more passion than myself to teach you how to cut your own hair. Click on the first link in the description to start today. Thank you, Self Haircut University, for sponsoring this video. So now to bring all of this together, I want you guys to give what I'm telling you in today's video a try. I know everybody has different bodies and some react more or less to specific foods that are eaten, but for me, I found this method to work for me at a rate of 90%, meaning that out of 100%, 90% of my dandruff and seborrheic dermatitis is gone, leaving a measly 10% still at room for margin. The 10% that does still affect me does so in such small amounts that I never worry or feel fazed by it. The only areas I get 10% at are a tiny bit by my right eyebrow, my hairline around my temples, and the hairline on the back of my head. In all honesty, it's probably less than 10%, but to make there be some room for error, I think 90% positive and 10% negative is an incredible outcome after feeling like for my entire life I was living at the complete opposite, 90% negative and 10% positive. So if you're someone like my old self who has always eaten bread, rice, pasta, oats, pita bread, potatoes, and the occasional beer or wine, try this method out for 7 days and come back to this video after those 7 days and let me know if this method worked for you. Go 7 days without eating any grains, processed sugar, and foods with yeast. I feel extremely confident a lot of you watching this will make this change and finally be able to see your scalp problems slowly fade away into that 10% occurrence like myself. Now, in exchange for these foods high in yeast, sugar, and grains, my new diet consists heavily of what's called an animal-based diet. I've been eating this way for roughly 8 to 12 months with a few adjustments over time, and I feel and look absolutely amazing because of it. Pretty much every single day I eat 1 pound of red meat like steaks or ground beef, preferably grass-fed if I can find it, cow's liver for the surplus of essential bioavailable vitamins and minerals, grass-fed butter or organic coconut oil as my cooking oils, pasture-raised eggs, grass-fed kefir for the probiotics which increases your gut microbiome, grass-fed milk, Greek yogurt, raw cheese, raw and unfiltered honey, plantains, oranges, mangoes, and usually some coconut water or a lemony salt water for the electrolytes. And I know it may sound like a lot of food and a lot of money, but literally, I tell you not, I'm spending less than $350 per month on my groceries. An important thing to note within my diet is that I eat a lot of fruit and honey every day, and the sugar in the fruit, which is fructose, and honey, which is a combination of fructose and glucose, never gives me an issue or flare-ups with my scalp. I have a feeling the bad sugars like processed sugars, cane sugar, and artificial sweeteners are the ones that harmfully mix with the natural yeast in your body. Not only has incorporating this diet helped incredibly resolve my scalp issues, but I've lost over 20 pounds in the past 6 months, and I'm below 10% body fat, and my entire physique, mentality, and lifestyle overall has changed beyond belief for the better. Of course, I work out, I move a lot throughout the day, and I have a whole lifestyle regimen that I follow, but I couldn't be happier to eat the foods that I eat every day and not have to worry about insane amounts of dandruff and seborrheic dermatitis like I used to. Another bonus I'd like to add is that I like to use CeraVe's hydrating facial cleanser or their salicylic acid lotion 1 to 2 times per day after I shower because Florida has some really bad hard city water. And I do this mainly to keep my face moist and clean in order to prevent it from getting overly dry from all the BS chemicals and hormones leached in the tap water. And so, if you felt like you've learned something new and helpful in today's video, make sure you give this video a big ol' like. Also, if you'd like me to create a part 2 video going over exactly what foods I eat on a daily basis to keep my scalp condition under control and become physically fit and healthy as well, please let me know in the comment section down below. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you click on the subscribe button to never miss a new awesome video. I post every 2 weeks and I focus on helping everyone become the best versions of themselves through do-it-yourself work and controlling the controllables. This includes teaching millions of people every single month how to cut their own hair and help them save thousands of dollars every single year by not going to the barbershop and giving yourself unlimited free haircuts for the rest of your life from the comfort of your own home. If that sounds interesting, you can check out the first link in the description below to learn more about my self-haircut program. Shoot me a follow on Instagram and TikTok if you want to chat or have any questions for me. And if you know anyone else suffering from dandruff and seborrheic dermatitis, please feel free to share this video with them. Anyways, I hope you all have a blessed day and I'll catch you all next time. Peace!